Hey guys! Just finished my review. I hope to upload that soon. And I thought, well, it's been a while since I've made a video. You know, let's make one. So I decided there's a topic that's been going on a lot lately about safe relationships and whether or not to end a relationship in the BDSM lifestyle, of course. How do you talk to your dominant? And I was actually asked to make a post about it, so I thought, what's best? Let's make a video. Isn't it wonderful? So, first off, in a BDSM lifestyle, you have the dominant and the submissive. We all know this. Now, how does the submissive approach the dominant if something is not exactly kosher? From my experience in my relationship, I approach my master and just go, hey, can we talk? Just like what I assume normal people would do. He hasn't put any protocols on that because we have an open communication policy that we are to be open and honest with each other no matter how small it is, no matter how much we could just blow it off. It has to be discussed because that's how you make things work. You don't let the small things go because then they come back and they irritate you again, and then a small thing becomes a big thing. And there have been divorces over that and entire people hating each other over that, and we don't want to go through that. So to be safe, it's an open communication policy or rule. Just doesn't matter what it is, how small it is, nothing. I have to go to him and be like, hey, can we talk? Now, if it's a serious issue, like a deal breaker issue, that's what I call it whenever it's a make it or break it type thing. If it doesn't get fixed, then I can't be with you. That's a deal breaker. If it's a deal breaker kind of thing, then I need to take a step back and I'm talking to you person to person, not submissive to master kind of a thing. Not dom to sub. No, 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 no. This is outside of our dynamic. This is important. And that's just how we talk. How a submissive should go to their master should be previously discussed in the relationship before you even get into it. For one, we renegotiate our entire contract every 6 months. As long as everything's fine and we don't need to talk about anything, like, as long as we're both still happy, then there's no reason to renegotiate before then. Then after 6 months, it's, hey, let's open up new topics, let's talk. If I find something interesting before that mark, I can still bring it up to him. The every 6 months is just when we pull out all the paperwork and we're like, okay, now we need to rewrite this and re-sign that and make sure everybody's happy. But before then, we can discuss whenever. We discussed that when we started our relationship, what kind of policy we should have for that. And from what I've been hearing, apparently, some people don't set that up before they start their relationship. And that's a very important thing. You should be able, from my experience, an open communication policy, I'm not going to say it's the best choice because I don't know everybody else's circumstances or relationships. But if you're similar to me and you're similar to our setup, my master and I, then I think an open communication policy would work great. I actually believe it should work pretty well for I'm not going to say for everyone because there are some people, just some people. I won't go into detail about that, but it should work pretty well because then there's no chance that anything can fester or grow into something bigger than what it is. You bring it up right that moment. Now, how you approach it is based on your dynamic. You can have an open communication policy and still have a protocol for bringing it up, such as, Master, may I speak with you? Or some form of approach. Like, you could go into one of the slave positions and ask to speak, and then proceed to ask to speak freely. If you're a regular submissive, you could go, hey, can we sit down and talk? If you're a slave, master, can we please discuss something? I feel it is important. If you express that, your master should sit down and speak with you. If your master says, okay, well, can it wait? Then if it can, then you say, okay, when would be an appropriate time, because maybe you're out somewhere or you're going through a lot, and that might not be the best time because it could cause an aggressive situation. That's understandable. Now, if your master does refuse to speak with you on something you feel important and feel as though you need to discuss with him or her, mistress, master, whatever, dominant, then I don't believe that that has a good communication policy. The submissive should be able to still feel comfortable going to their dominant about anything they feel uncomfortable with. You don't want to be trapped in a relationship like that. Say you feel as though this relationship's uncomfortable, you feel unsafe, you should be able to go talk to your dominant. If you can't, then that is not a safe relationship. Your master dominant should really care whether or not you feel safe or comfortable or happy. A happy submissive is a good part of a happy relationship. Same with a happy dominant. But you can't have just the happy dominant. You need the happy submissive as well. For that, you need the submissive to be able to communicate what will make them happy. For me, I can go to my master at any time, say, Master, can we sit down and discuss something? It's important to me. Even if it's not that important, I can say, hey, Master, can we discuss something? It's on my mind. And he will sit down and discuss with me. I believe that should be what it is for everyone. But that's not how all things work, and people are different, and I understand that. But that's my take on it. So let me know how your dynamic works, and just try to be open and loving in your relationships. Also, if a submissive feels as though they aren't content in their relationship, they should have the option to leave. There should always be an escape clause, because you don't want a submissive to stay in a relationship they don't like. If a submissive is trying to work out something with their dominant, then give them the chance to work with it. If it's an unsafe environment, such as the sub is in danger, then they should get out of it immediately. Say if it's a emotional thing or a personal thing that's just a difference of opinion, they can work that out. But if it's something like emotional abuse, physical abuse, then no, they should be able to get out of it. If it's also a relationship that they just feel unsatisfied with, they just don't meld like any other relationship. There should be a way for the submissive to approach the dom and go, hey, I'm not feeling like this is working out. And either they can try their hardest to fix some of the differences, or decide to go their separate ways. Either way should be fine. It's all a matter of who's comfortable with what, and each person individually. Each person, even a submissive, needs to take into account their own well-being. Are they happy? Are they safe? Is their dominant taking care of them like they should? This should be reevaluated on a sub's personal level pretty often to ensure the sub's safety and comfort and happiness. Just like a dominant should be doing the same. Is my submissive happy? Am I happy? Is my submissive working well with my dominant style? You dominants and submissives both need to sit down with themselves and assess what will make them happy and what will work out for them and be safe. And if that's each other, great, you're wonderful. If it isn't, well, you can either work together to try and make it work if you view that as a possibility. But if you don't, more power to you. Find someone that makes you happy. Because in life, you look back at your life, what are you going to see? And that's what I usually think of whenever I'm about to make a decision on something, whether or not it's important. At the end of my life, when I look back on it, what am I going to see? Am I going to see myself stuck in an unhappy relationship, wasting years of my life? Or ending a relationship over something so small? You should try, for one, be safe, sane, and consensual. For two, try and be happy. Because then when you look back on your life and you're laying in your bed or in the hospital or wherever at the end of your life, and you know the end is coming, what are you going to see in your life? Take that into account. in the end, you need to do what's important for you. Dumb, submissive, it doesn't matter. You do what's important for you to make you happy. If some asshole's beating you, leave. Be happy. I mean beating in the unconsensual way. Don't misinterpret that. I mean the unconsensual way. Now, if you're consensually beating each other, more power to you. But if you're unhappy, find a way to be happy. Like, if you need to, find another partner. If not, work it out. Do what you want. That is my ultimate take on all relationships. What will make you happy? Do that. Be safe, sane, consensual, and happy. Okay, I'm done lecturing for you guys for now, but I thought it was important to understand that happiness is also a big part of this. Be safe, sane, consensual, and happy. And I wish you all the most happiness in the world.